Electrostatics, problems on capacitance, series on electromagnetic field theory, lecture number 1.61. Capacitance refers to the ability of a device to store electric charge or to store energy in electric form. Several different types of capacitors like parallel plate capacitor, cylindrical capacitor, spherical capacitor, they are in use, and two different types of connections are possible among them. They are series connection and parallel connection. In the present session, the focus is on problems set around various types of capacitors in use and the connections, series and parallel connections that can happen between them. To begin with, we consider a problem, example 1. Assume a dielectric in all cases. Determine capacitance of A. Parallel plate capacitor. Dimensions are given 5 by 10 cm. Spacing is given as 0.5 cm. B. A spherical shell capacitor with a radii 4 cm and 8 cm. C. A cylindrical capacitor 3 meter in length with a radii 4 cm and 8 cm. D. Two cylindrical conductors each with a radius of 1 cm separated by 1 meter distance. And E. A single cylindrical conductor with a radius of 1 cm over the earth at a height of 1 meter. Before going to the solution, one point is to be told here. This problem is set to test the ability of student to carry the formulas for capacitances of various types of capacitors to the examination hall. He must be able to remember. Then only he can solve, he can find the capacitance for the given capacitor. A. Parallel plate capacitor. Area is 5 by 10 cm. Distance between the plates is 0.5 cm. Capacitance for parallel plate capacitor is epsilon A by D. In the present case, dielectric is air. Therefore, epsilon becomes epsilon naught. So, C is epsilon naught A by D. Epsilon naught is 10 power minus 9 by 36 pi. A is given, D is given. Substitution results in C being equal to 8.854 picofarad. B. Spherical shell capacitor. B is given 8 cm, A is 4 cm. Capacitance of parallel plate capacitor is 4 pi epsilon AB by B minus A. Epsilon is epsilon naught, A, B are available. Substitution results C being equal to 8.90 picofarad. C. Cylindrical capacitor. Length is 3 meter. B is 8 cm, A is 4 cm. C is 2 pi epsilon naught L length by natural logarithm B by A. L is given, B is given, A is given, epsilon naught is known to us. So substitution and a little bit of simplification leads to C being equal to 240.78 picofarad. D. Two cylindrical conductors. B is 100 cm, A is 1 cm. Capacitance is C is pi epsilon naught by natural logarithm B by A. This is for 1 meter per unit length. Substitution results in 6.04 picofarad per meter. B. Single cylindrical conductor over earth. Given that B by 2 is 100 cm, A is 1 cm. Therefore, capacitance C is pi epsilon naught by natural logarithm B by A. Substitution results in 10.50 picofarads per meter. Once again, before going to the next problem, it is required to be told that this type of problems are set to test the ability of the students to remember the formula for capacitance pertaining to various types of capacitors. Another problem, example 2. A parallel plate capacitor with plate dimensions 3 by 6 cm and spacing 0.3 cm is half filled with a dielectric having epsilon R1 relative permittivity equal to 2, and the remaining is filled with another dielectric with having relative permittivity or dielectric constant being equal to 4. Determine its capacitance when dielectric interface is A parallel, B perpendicular. Here in the diagram, both the cases are illustrated. In A, left half of the capacitor is filled with a dielectric whose dielectric constant is 2. Right half is filled with a dielectric whose dielectric constant is 4. Interface, you can see it is vertical. It is parallel to the field that exists when capacitor is charged. Now, C1 is capacitance of the left half of the capacitor. Its cross-sectional area becomes A by 2. Of course, distance between the plates remain as 0.3 cm. Epsilon is epsilon R1, epsilon naught. Substitution, little bit of manipulation results in C1 being equal to 5.31 picofarad. Similarly, C2 is capacitance of right half of the capacitor. Area is half. Of course, spacing remains the same, no change as given 0.3 cm. Epsilon becomes epsilon R2, epsilon naught. Substitution results C2 being equal to 10.62 picofarad. The total capacitance of this composite capacitor is C1 plus C2. It comes out 15.93 picofarad. In B, dielectric is filled such that the interface is perpendicular to the field. So that configuration, that situation, it appears like the one shown in B. Upper half is filled with one dielectric, bottom half is filled with another dielectric. The interface is normal to field, perpendicular to field. C1 is capacitance of the upper half of the capacitor, C2 is capacitance of lower half of the capacitor. C1, C2 we have to calculate, and from them the effective capacitance or total capacitance of the composite capacitor has to be found. C1 can be found from this formula. Epsilon R1, epsilon naught, A. Area is same. Area remains as given in the problem. Spacing becomes D by 2. So C1 turns out to be 21.24 picofarad. Similarly, C2 can also be found. It turns out to be 42.48 picofarad. C equivalent or effective capacitance or total capacitance of the capacitor is C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. It comes out to be 14.16 picofarad. Now we consider another problem, example 3. A spherical shell capacitor with the radii 3 cm, 6 cm is filled with the two different dielectrics having dielectric constants epsilon R1 to epsilon R2 4 in equal proportion. Determine its capacitance when dielectric interface is parallel. A, that is B, B bit is when interface is perpendicular to the field. Both the situations are depicted here. Notice in A, left half of the capacitor is filled with one capacitance, one dielectric, right half another dielectric. In B, lower part of the capacitor is filled with one dielectric, outer part is filled with another dielectric. Now solution A, here interface parallel to field, so A. C1 is capacitance of left half. This is C1. This is C2. C1 can be found from 1 by 2, 4 pi epsilon 1 AB by B minus A. Substitution results it as equal to 6.68 picofarad. Similarly, C2 can be computed. It turns out to be 13.35 picofarad. Total capacitance is sum of the two. It comes out to be 20.03 picofarad. B, interface perpendicular to the field. The radius Rm that divides capacitor volume into two equal halves can be found from this relation. Equal amount of dielectrics available, they are filled. The interface between these two will be having certain radius. Let that radius is Rm. Volumes of dielectric inside and outside, they must be equal. From that equality, this relation has come into being. One can solve this equation to find Rm being equal to 4.95 cm. So C1 is capacitance of the inner capacitor. It is 4 pi epsilon 1 A Rm by Rm minus A. Substitution results in 6.95 picofarads. C2 is 125.88 picofarad by applying the same procedure. Total capacitance then becomes C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. It comes out to be 14.94 picofarads. Now we consider another problem, example 4. A 1 meter long cylindrical capacitor with the radii 2 cm, 5 cm is filled with two different dielectrics having constants 2.5 and 4 in equal proportion. Determine its capacitance when dielectric interface is parallel and perpendicular to the field. First we consider parallel to situation. It is depicted in A. Left half is filled with one dielectric, right half is filled with another dielectric. Capacitance of left half dielectric is C1. Capacitance of right half capacitor is, let us say, C2. C1 can be found equal to 1 by 2, 2 pi epsilon 1 L by natural logarithm B by A. Substitution results in 75.90 picofarad. Similarly, C2 also can be found. It comes out as 121.43 picofarad. Total or equivalent one is C1 plus C2. It turns out to be 197.33 picofarad. Note here 2 pi epsilon 1 L by natural logarithm B by A gives capacitance of cylindrical capacitor. Half we have to consider in this expression because we want capacitance of 1/2 of the cylindrical capacitor. B is the case of interface being perpendicular to the field. It is depicted here. One dielectric is filled inner side, other dielectric is filled in the outer side. Let us suppose the interface is at a radius of rho m. Note that rho m is not the average of A and B. It is given in the problem that they are in equal proportion. Equal proportion means here volumes are equal. The volumes they occupy, they are equal. Now B, the radius rho m that divides the capacitor volume into two equal halves can be found as from this relation. Half pi b square minus pi a square equal to pi rho m square minus pi a square. Substituting the given values, rho m can be found equal to 3.81 cm. Now C1 can be found 2 pi epsilon 1 L by natural logarithm rho m by A. Substitution gives 215.80 picofarad. Similarly, C2 can be assessed. It turns out to be 818.68 picofarads. C equivalent is then C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. It turns out to be 170.80 picofarad. Another problem, last one, example 5. Determine the capacitance of an isolated sphere of radius a meter when it is carrying a charge of q coulomb p between two spherical shells, each with a radius a meter and separated by a distance d meter. Also estimate the capacitance of Earth when its radius is 6,400 kilometers. Before going to the solution process of the problem, one point is required to be mentioned here. A capacitor is supposed to have two plates or two conductors, and it is the situation usually normally, but capacitance can also exist in case of a single plate capacitor. In such case, the second plate is assumed to be at infinity. With this understanding, let us move to solution process. In case of isolated sphere, the second plate can be considered as Earth or at infinity, and it is shown in figure A. So this is isolated spherical charge. This is Earth. Spherical charge is one plate. Earth can be considered as another plate. Between these two, there exists certain capacitance. For such a sphere, potential is given by this formula. V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by. This is standard formula. From this expression, the ratio of Q to V can be found. But ratio of Q to V is C. So C is Q to V ratio equal to 4 pi epsilon A. This is the answer for A. Capacitance of Earth then is 4 pi epsilon A. A is given as 6,400 kilometers. Epsilon is considered as epsilon naught. Then capacitance of Earth turns out to be 712 microfarads. This is maximum possible value as epsilon r is usually more than 1 for Earth. Here we considered epsilon r as 1 and calculated to get 712 microfarads. Usually it is more than 1. So varying place to place, the mu value, it is always more than 1. B, capacitance due to individual shells. It is depicted in B. The shells are in series and the capacitance of each one from previous example is 4 pi epsilon A. Thus capacitance is equivalent capacitance or effective capacitance is C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. It turns out to be 2 pi epsilon A. These are some of the problems, some of the points I want to share with you regarding capacitance of different types of capacitors and two different connections that are possible in between them. Enough.